We acknowledge this land we meet on is the traditional lands for the Kaurna people, and we respect their spiritual relationship with their country. We also acknowledge the Kaurna people as the custodians of the Adelaide region and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still as important to the living Kaurna people today. We extend respect to the cultural authority of all Aboriginal and First Nations people. I'm Amy. I'm here with Millie Heffernan now. Hey, Millie.
Hello.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Outside the box.
Love it. If you were trapped on a desert island with only one book, what book would it have to be?
Ironically, probably Dune.
I love that book. Every time I
love
read it, it's like a hallucinogenic experience.
Yeah. And so it's so much packed through dense.
Yeah.
I feel like I could read it a lot.
Yeah, you could definitely revisit it constantly. If you could be any colour, what colour would it be?
Pink.
Of all Amy Ann's upcoming monthly themes, which one are you most excited about?
It feels so uninteresting to say Pride Month.
That sounds better than
so
Gay Month.
obvious.
I have to say Pride Month sounds slightly stronger
I'm actually
than Gay
kind
Month.
of excited about the Cli-Fi Month only because I haven't read much climate fiction.
Yeah.
And I feel like that will propel me to do so.
Yeah. I feel like the term climate fiction puts people off.
Yes. Yeah. Sounds very depressing, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
I found a couple of happy ones to read. So
When did you write your first ever novel?
I've started a lot of novels. The first one I finished was the novel for my thesis, so that would have been, 2019, 2020? Yep. That's the first one I've ever finished.
Okay. And can you write in public or do you need to be alone?
I don't love to leave the house in general. No, that whole idea of sitting in the coffee shop and working for hours and hours is not my thing. I'd rather be at home, I think.
Okay. So while we're on coffee, are you a coffee or a tea drinker?
Tea now. I used to be a coffee drinker. Can't have that much caffeine anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. If you were having a dinner party and you could invite 3 authors, which 3 authors would you ask?
Woof, that's rough.
Yeah,
I have
isn't
to
it?
think of 3 authors.
I came up with that one. I think I beat Peyton now.
Do they have to be alive?
No, we can definitely have zombie authors.
I would definitely invite, what's his name? Frank Herbert. Who's the author of Dune, so that I could ask him if he liked what his son's done with the franchise. Honestly, probably Jane Austen, just because she's iconic.
Yeah.
And also we could ask her what she thought she was going to do with, what's the show, Sanditon?
Sanditon, yeah.
That's the one.
Yep. So do you
I can't
think
think of a third one.
Do you think talking to authors is actually that interesting? I know we're about to interview a heap of them.
I do. I kind of think it's a little bit of a don't put your heroes on pedestals kind of thing.
Yeah.
You might not like the answers you get from the authors, and that's really going to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
I'd rather just read the books, I think.
Yeah, I think I feel that way, like scared to meet my heroes.
Yeah, that's what it is. Scared to meet your
I'd
heroes.
be terrified. Because like some people I love so much.
Yes, and people whose books I love so much, and then it might turn out that they're not quite in line with what you loved about their books.
Yeah.
I'd rather keep that separate.
Yeah, because it ruins the books.
Yes.
Oh, good answer. Do you take new books on vacation or do you reread your old favourites?
I'm big into rereading old favourites. It's a comfort thing.
Mm-hmm. I think for holidays I reread old favourites too. Yeah, I think it is. It's really relaxing.
It's very hard to start a new book, I feel like, so I'd rather be in total comfort to start a new book.
Sounds good. And who's your favourite, Amy Matthews or Amy Barry?
Oh, I mean, I really liked the book that came out of your thesis, so I feel like Amy Matthews is probably...
Amy T. Back when
Amy
T.
T, but, you know.
What book has sat on your to-be-read pile the longest?
I was actually thinking about this last week. I've never read Persuasion, even though it's my mum's favourite.
It's
and I've
my
read
favourite.
pretty much all the other ones, and I love the movies so much. And I was like, I really should read the book.
Yeah, that's my favourite, which is hilarious because you're always telling me and your mum are so similar.
You guys are very similar. You're about the same age.
Yeah.
She's got 3 kids, but your kids are very
Oh,
similar
count
to
the
her
cat.
kids.
If we count the cat, I've got 3 kids.
Very similar height.
Yep. And now we both love Persuasion. So what part of the Amy Ann Book Club are you most excited
I am excited about our monthly snacks.
about? That will be fun. And especially because you're a baker. I am not a baker, so I am excited about your monthly
I like
snacks.
picking them, I'll like cooking them, and I'll like eating them.
Yeah, excellent. So if you had a pseudonym, Millie, what would it be?
I don't feel like I really need a pseudonym, but I guess it would be very easy because I go by Millie Heffernan mostly now. I could actually use my real first name and then my other last name from my mum, and I would have a totally different name, which would be Amelia Birmingham.
Amelia Birmingham does sound like a novelist.
Sounds a bit fancy. Sounds a bit
Sounds
like...
like you might have won a prize, like
Yeah.
the Booker Prize or something.
So that's kind of a hilarious mismatch of my legal name and what I go by.
That's kind of cool. All right, so we'll wait for your Booker Prize to come. And then if you write a sentient object from romance, what would the object be?
I was just thinking about how to incorporate a fridge.
Fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything else just in case I think of a good idea.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Just think about
Hands
it.
off.
Just take a moment.
Yeah.
Open the fridge. I mean, that is like such a great feeling to open the fridge and get the cool blast.
Oh, but also you've got a frigid lover that you have to kind of warm up.
The metaphor's already there.
It's endless.